Hello, nerds! Thank you for joining me here on Nerd News Clips. This is the second channel. This is the place for all of the short-form content as well as the individual sections and just generally speaking smaller things. If you are into the longer form content, youtube.com/generallynerdy is the place to go see that. With that out of the way, let's get into this. Comic books and books. We have Iron Man trailer, which is kind of interesting. The return of Tony Stark. We have Blue Beetle in the comic book news, which I'm kind of stoked about. And yeah, let's jump into all of this. First up, let's talk about Invincible Iron Man #1. Writer Gary Dugan, artist Juan Frigeri. I apologize. Frigeri. Book launches December of this year, and the trailer just launched. This is going to be dark Tony Stark. Not dark in that he's a villain, I don't think, though it does seem that they might be leaving the option open. Go watch the trailer, see what I'm talking about. That's definitely what we've got for trailers for this episode. And then we have one piece of regular old news, and that is Blue Beetle Graduation Day, the new Blue Beetle series that the community has been voting on as to the direction and so on and so forth. And it seems Jaime is going to be getting his very own city of residence. It was already El Paso, but El Paso is a real place, and that's not any fun. So Batman has Gotham, Superman has Metropolis, Flash has Central City. Now, Blue Beetle has Palmero City, I believe is what they're calling this. Yeah, Palmero City. So it's going to presumably be a similar situation to the previously mentioned superheroes. We will definitely be keeping tabs because Jamie Reyes is definitely one of my favorite. As we keep tabs on it, though, we'll be talking about it because that's a lot of fun. So that's what we have for regular old news. Let's talk about comic books and books suggestions for the final episode. Our suggestion is a book this time. It is The Diamond Age, or A Young Lady's Illustrated Primer by Neal Stephenson. This is what cemented my love for the cyberpunk subgenre of science fiction. Honestly, it's technically post-cyberpunk, but it has enough cyberpunk elements in it that you're just going to fall in love with it as well. You basically follow your main protagonist as she grows up from a very small child into young adulthood, and I don't know, to give you anything more would either be too confusing, too long, or too spoilery. So you're just gonna have to take my word for it. This book is life-changing. Once again, this has been just a brief segment from the larger episode that has been posted over on the main channel, youtube.com/generallynerdy. Go over there for the long form content, or just subscribe here if you want it in bite-sized chunks. Thank you very much for joining me, nerds. We'll see you in the next one. Before we go, though, always remember that if it's generally nerdy, it's probably here.